all. How are we?
Great, we're in good form. Yeah. How was the press conference?
Well, his answers were very short, but he was very assured, Coisty. Every question that he was asked, he had a plan, and he kind of when he was speaking to every answer was kind of, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be my way, and I think he had everybody in the room basically listening. And I think we've obviously seen it ourselves, but he was talking about the future. I think he said he'd had a look at the squad, but he was going to make his own mind up on the squad. He didn't really talk about what players were going to be coming in or a certain amount of players, and even the ones who were going to be leaving. He touched on Cristiano Ronaldo, and he also was asked about Harry Maguire being captain, and he said he was a fantastic player. I mean, look, he's got to say these kind of things, but I think there's going to be big changes at Manchester United, and he was very confident, let's say.
Mickey, I thought it was quite clever and quite nice that he kind of shook everyone's hand as he walked into the room. I thought that was a way of getting them on side early doors.
He didn't shake mine.
Oh wow!
Didn't get you on side then.
Yeah, I was at the back of the room, but it was impressive the way he did it. He went straight across the front line of the press. But obviously, as you can understand, it was a really busy room. And as soon as he got into the questions, he basically had a plan, and he was asked about Ralf Rangnick, and he said, it stops with me. I'll make the decisions. I'll have the conversations that I need to have. I think he spoke to Louis van Gaal. I think he spoke to other managers, but it was impressive. Sometimes you can go into press conferences. I mean, I actually went into Ralf Rangnick's first press conference, and he sounded quite confident. But this man, he had an aura about him. He's obviously successful. He's just won the league with Ajax, and I think he can't wait to get going for Man United.
What do you think he'll do first, Mickey?
Well, it's difficult. It's really difficult because there's so many things that need to happen at Man United. I mean, we all know. I mean, they're in a mess at the moment. I think you look at the squad itself. He talked about them actually finishing second in the Premier League. I think he was obviously talking about the Jose Mourinho era. And he said it's the same squad pretty much. I mean, yes, there's been a couple of additions. Ronaldo, Sancho, and a couple more. But I think there's going to be changes. I think he'll give the players time. I think he will have a look at them. But I don't think Manchester United have that time. I think they need to get going. They need to sort that squad out. Look, you see how far they are behind, not just Man City and Liverpool, but even the sides just above them as well. We all know it wasn't a great season for them, so I think the quicker they can get going and get players out of the club and fresh faces into the club, I think it's only going to be better for him and Man United.
Mickey, moving on to yesterday, you were at the Manchester City Trophy Parade. The burning question is, did you behave yourself better than Jack Grealish?
I don't think Jack was the worst. I don't know if you saw Scott Carson, but he was in a bit of a state. It was brilliant. I mean, he actually got the crowd going because he was obviously on the open top bus, and he must be obviously a funny guy, and I think he was well liked by his teammates. Himself, John Stones, I think the two of them had a bit of a laugh as well, but it was really good. Look, it was a long day. I think I got there at about 1 o'clock and didn't leave till about 8:30, and I was just stood around and waiting for the bus to come along Deansgate. It was fantastic, and look, they're rock stars. Yeah. That's what they are now. I mean, that place was just absolutely bouncing, and Pep Guardiola coming out with his cigar. It was a bit of a moment, but yeah, look, they deserved it. I mean, it's just incredible what Manchester City are doing at the moment, and who's going to stop them?
He makes cigars look even cooler, doesn't he? Really, or they make him look even cooler. What about next season? Because we talk about where they're strengthening and how that might change the league, but all their eyes will probably again once be on the Champions League, and if they can actually go and make proper waves in that competition next season. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right, Laura. I mean, it is the next step for Manchester City. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they've came close over the last couple of seasons, but not being able to get over the finishing line. They've obviously brought in Haaland. I think that's one of the big reasons to try and bring him in. Look, they've been so successful, really, without an out-and-out striker. Well, he's one of the best about, and he's going to be there for a long, long time. And you look at that squad, it's a young, fresh, healthy squad. There's a couple of players obviously missing. Fernandinho got a brilliant send-off yesterday. But everything looks great at Man City, and I think he'd like to do it, Pep Guardiola, as a Man City manager, and I think they're ready for it, the Champions League. But he loves domestic trophies as well. Look, that's 10 in, I think, 12 or 13 years now at the clubs that he's been at. 4 at Man City, They've won it back-to-back, so I think that'll be an important one for them. There's no question. I think you'd love to win the hat-trick. It was only Manchester United have done that. But everything about that club, the way they put things on, I mean, even the parade yesterday it was fantastic. I mean, the stage, the way they set it up, it's a proper club now, Man City, and I think the only thing missing is that Champions League trophy.
Mickey, where does this City, it's a difficult question, where does this City team shape up in terms of the great sides that have won this title?
Yeah, it is a difficult one, Kirsty, isn't it? I mean, you talk about eras. I mean, you can't take away anything that Manchester United achieved. I mean, it was just phenomenal under Sir Alex Ferguson. But I think what we're seeing from Manchester City right now, we were being pushed all the way by Liverpool, and I think they need that. I think they spur each other on. There's something special. It's a different style of football that we saw when we were watching Manchester United being so successful. He's just a special man. He is. I mean, he's cool as a cucumber. I think his team as well. You saw the camaraderie yesterday. There'll be a few sore heads today, but they were absolutely fantastic. And I think so professional. Yeah, they deserve to have their 2, 3, 4 days, however many they're going to have, before they all go away on international duty, those players as well. But they can go as far as they want, this club.
Do you think it'll be the same top 2 next season? Do you think anyone's going to come close?
Yes. No, I don't. I think they're in their own little space, their little avenue. They're just so good. Liverpool have got their own dynamic way of doing things. I mean, the forward line is just absolutely incredible, and the additions that they brought in January with Diaz. Well, City and Liverpool are just absolutely fantastic. Who's going to go on and win the Premier League next season? I mean, obviously, it's a little bit early to start speaking about that, but it's definitely going to be them two. I mean, they're just incredible sides.
Mickey, with the likes of Erling Haaland coming in at Manchester City, do you expect maybe some of the other players to go the other way?
You mean leaving?
Leaving, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Fernandinho has obviously left Benty. I think he's obviously left. He got a brilliant send-off yesterday. You've got Rodri in that position. He's obviously fitted in absolutely brilliant. I mean, what a player he is. I mean, maybe they want to change him. Fernandinho, I'm talking about, not Rodri. They could probably do with another defender. I think there was times in the season where it was very bleak at the back, where they didn't have full-backs. They maybe had one centre-half who was fit. I mean, Fernandinho played the first half at the weekend as a centre-half, and he got took off at half-time. He didn't really have his best game, let's be completely honest with you. So it might be another position that they look at. But other than that, I don't see any players. I mean, there's been talk about Raheem Sterling over the last 2 or 3 seasons, but he came on, didn't he? He set up the first goal. It's just a brilliant squad. And why would you want to leave a club like Man City when they're doing what they are right now?
Can I ask as well, the Times are reporting this morning about a link with Kalvin Phillips to Manchester City. Is that what they might need? Is that a move that you can see happening? He's got, a couple of years left, I think, on his contract?
Well, there's speculation about Man United as well, Laura, I think, wasn't there? So, I mean, I don't know. I think Leeds will probably lose a few players. There's obviously talk about Rafinha going somewhere as well. I think Barcelona were actually interested in him as well. But Kalvin Phillips is a top player, England international. There's no doubt in my mind if it was Man City, he could certainly fit into that squad. He looks like he's a great guy as well. And I think that's it. It's the right personnel, the right people that Pep brings into Man City, because from what I saw yesterday, and it's probably as close as I've got to seeing how much the players have got great camaraderie, Kalvin Phillips would certainly be a player that would fit into that squad.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.